Welcome to Win With Barlow, the podcast where we turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. With your host, Akira Barlow. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of DNA testing businesses. Looking to maintain momentum or ready to scale? This series is your guide to success. Let's get started. Hey family, and welcome back to another audio learning lesson. It's Akira Barlow. I'm your host. I'm going to be chit-chatting with you today on how to be successful in the DNA testing space. If you are not following me on Instagram, please go ahead and do so. And just for the record, you guys, I do not have a TikTok, okay? So whoever that is over there impersonating me, baby, God bless them, okay? Because they are so consistent. God bless them. But no, I do not have an active TikTok page. So please go report them for your girl. All that Win With Barlow, all that over there, like go ahead and report them. I can't even open my own page because they got the name. So report them for me. But no, I do not have a TikTok. All right. So again, thank you so much for joining me today. In today's lesson, I just want to give you a little insight. Okay. Just recently, quite a few people have taken my course. And when I say quite a few people, I mean thousands. So shout out to y'all. I am so overwhelmed and so overjoyed. It is absolutely amazing. Like a little girl from Mississippi, baby, doing this. So listen, I appreciate you. That's what we say down south, baby. I appreciate you. But I do appreciate, man, the support. It has been so crazy, man. I do appreciate every last one of y'all. So some of you have been at this for maybe a couple months, maybe 2 or 3 months or so, because I think that's kind of how long I've been on the scene with this, just a few months. So a lot of you are not getting the traction that you thought that you would get. You're not getting, the clients that you thought that you were going to get. And let me just say this, okay? It's important for you to understand that you're building a business, okay? You're building a business that requires trust, a business that requires visibility, that requires a hell of a lot of marketing, all right? So while it is a very much needed service, you are still, in fact, a new business. So remember that people are going to go and look you up. So be sure that you have a very strong social media presence. 30 to 40, 50 posts should be up on your page. Very detailed, informational, educational posts, not just a bunch of BS. Okay. You also just want to ensure that you are marketing consistently. And when I say consistently, I mean doing the same thing over and over, right? You're putting out your signs the same day, the same amount. You're putting out the same amount of flyers in different locations, and you're documenting where you're putting those out. You're showing up to events and you're documenting the success of those events. You're going to the WIC office. You're going to receptionists and connecting and vibing out with them, adding them to your team. You're creating partnerships. Like every day, there's something to do in this business. And while the startup costs are very low, the impact of your marketing efforts is what matters the most. Okay. So don't be discouraged. Just be more focused and intentional on being present for your business. My business took off because, of course, I had a little bit of change in the bank. So I was able to market extremely fast and at on a larger scale. Also, I knew how I wanted to show up. I knew I wanted to show up as a Fortune 500 company, so I knew I wasn't taking any of those shortcuts. I knew that we were going to show up with a billboard. I knew that we were going to show up with a radio ad. I knew that my team was going to be in uniform. I knew that we were going to have car magnets and newspaper ads. Like all of these things, like added to the success of my brand. And so while you may be jumping into this because of course your funds are low, so you're looking for something to start up and do to make more money, just remember that you are going to have to spend some money in this to make this thing work, but you're also going to have to show up and be consistent. I'm having a lot of people reach out and say, hey, I don't know what to say when I'm calling a doctor. I don't know what to say when I'm calling a private attorney. You have to be able to sell. Like those are some things that I can't teach you. I can give you a basic script, but who really wants to hear a script when they're calling somebody? You need to be able to sell your business. So you need to create the passion that requires you to be able to show up in this thing. I was obsessed with DNA testing, baby. I had watched every single Maury show, every single Camaro, every single Lauren Lake. Baby, I was obsessed with this thing. I was watching videos. I was kind of researching, read articles. I was reading news articles about different people's experience with taking DNA tests and just like literally flooding my mind with everything that was DNA testing related. And that helped fuel the passion that I have to want to help people, figure out who they related to. So my advice to you is to make sure that you are literally engulfed in this thing, because that's how you're going to see that traction and make this thing work. And when you have that passion and you're researching and you have that education and you're talking to your lab partner and you know how to execute your test, you can sell better because now you've built that confidence. And that level of confidence is what's needed to really make this thing successful. Yes, thousands of people are going to take my course and thousands of people are taking it. But how many people are really ready to put in the work to show up? It doesn't take a lot, but it does take a lot of physical effort as far as the administration of the business, the customer service, and of course, the marketing. That is all the three components that really make this thing work. So, my advice to you is to make sure that you are showing up consistently. And when I say consistently, I do mean every single day. And that's every single day. Like there are no days off, especially when you are in the building phase. And you need to build, a new level of confidence. You need to be able to sell your services. You need to be able to sell your tests. You need to be able to speak about them. You need to be able to explain how they are done. You need to be able to explain your processes. And you also got to be ready to stand on business. You got to be able to enforce some of those policies that you have. When people say, oh, I don't want to pay you for mileage, you got to be able to stand on why you're charging them a mileage fee. So build your level of confidence. And you're going to do that by creating a passion for this outside of the money, of course, and really putting in the effort behind the scenes. You guys see a lot of good content from me, but you don't get to see the fact that I am going through um social media directories, looking up certain places I need to market. You don't see me going through analytics as far as how many DNA testing companies are in certain areas so that I can show up in that space and be able to capitalize. You don't see me making list after list of people and leads that we're going to contact and do presentations with. You don't get to see me on Zoom 30 to 40 times a week trying to formulate different partnerships and build connections with people so that my brand has consistent business. So while it doesn't take a lot to do this, it's not hard to actually do. The back end is what is going to require you to have to really show up to see your money. And that's just really what it is. And this is what it is. That's just really what it is. So be ready to show up, okay? Be ready to build your confidence. Be ready to be a self starter. There's not a lot of like in this DNA thing. I went and looked at the big companies, so like my foreverdna.com and just DNA Diagnostic Center in general. Like I went and I kind of looked through all of their stuff. I think 23andMe is another one. Like all of the companies that everybody was running to, I was just trying to figure out, okay, what are they doing that I'm not doing? How are they doing it? And so I started to pull from these bigger companies to make my company pop in my city and in my area. So you're doing the same things. You are researching other business models. You're not copying and you're not doing things right away, but you are in fact comparing a place for you to be able to grow to and show up for your brand. So build your confidence up, okay? Get a little ump in your step and learn what you're doing. Talk to your lab partner so that you're confident about the test that you're actually executing. And that'll change the direction of your business, I believe. So I'll see you in the next session. I hope today was helpful. Talk to y'all real soon.